the excuse they use for wanting to do all this stuff is the Earth's getting hotter, which it's not. There's actually a website where it shows the Earth's temperature, and you can check it like every day, and you can see what it was 20 years ago. One guy just checked it recently. He checked the weather from 20 or 30 years ago. It's actually 0.1 degree cooler now than it was 20 or 30 years ago, all during this whole thing. But people go to the government indoctrination camps, they can't think too good. The most powerful governments on Earth can't keep a virus from spreading, but they say they can change the Earth's temperature if you pay more taxes. They can't accurately tell you what the weather will do in 24 hours, but they definitely know what it will do in 24 years. Yeah, with Fauci going on, it's like an end of an era. I've been talking about, like, this might as well be like a CDC video cast. That's all I've talked about. Oh, there's that cat, watch out. Lucky. Ah, good. It's not chasing him. But it feels like this is like a medical blog for the last like 2.5 years, just talking about all this insanity. And now Fauci's gone, just like that. Just like the CDC guidelines, the Crime and Death Corporation. It's like the end of an era. What is a recession? They don't know. What is a woman? They don't know. But they're absolutely sure that shot number 5 will do the trick. Yeah, and they keep saying that people like myself and Max Egan and many others that were putting out misinformation. And it's the same in England. Last month saw the highest number of ambulance callouts for life-threatening conditions since records began. The NHS England officials say there were more than 85,000 Category 1 calls for situations like cardiac arrests and people stopping breathing. Yeah, doctors are baffled though. How do I know all this stuff? And I've known it for years. And you have doctors that are like, I don't know why everyone's got heart attacks now, we're baffled. In the meantime, I've been looking into the facts or the information that we have on what humans eating bugs does to humans. And I barely started to even scratch the surface. Of course, there's things like chitins. It appears it also makes it so you're antibiotic resistant. So if you get any sort of a bug or any sort of a, you scrape your leg and it gets infected, usually you'll take antibiotics and it'll because in the old days, like 200 years ago, if you like scratched your foot on a rock and it got infected, you just died. And now they're giving all the bugs for everyone to eat. And it basically puts tons of parasites into them. And it also makes it so they're antibiotic resistant, it looks like. Still looking into that, but that's what it looks like. But in Canada, they got all the kids in the government indoctrination camps, just tell them all about why you should eat bugs and even giving them the bugs to eat. Yeah, if you haven't figured it out yet, do not ever send your kids to a government indoctrination camp. They do everything to destroy them there. And it's amazing. They say about with inflation, all the central banksters and all the government people, and Paul Krugman, all of them, they're all like, yeah, we don't know what causes inflation, but they know what causes global warming, and they're trying to basically put in all their things to get rid of carbon dioxide, which is the air you breathe out of your mouth. That's a little thing they put in there. Just basically what they're saying is they're going to try to kill everyone, which is what Kill said. Yeah, one of those things are going to have to go down to near zero, right, Kill? Yeah, no one seems to know what causes all this inflation. I don't know. I've been talking about it for 10 years. It's obvious. But, I'm dangerous. Writers just put a thing saying I'm putting out so much misinformation. Meanwhile, none of them seem to know what's causing all this inflation. That's what causes inflation. That's how you stop it. But if you ask any of the people in charge, they have no idea what's causing all this inflation. Yeah, it's getting so bad that in Iceland now, they unveiled a £75 buy now, pay later, zero interest loan for struggling shoppers. Shop now, pay later schemes hit as people can't afford food. Are grocery store banks now extending lines of credit? Yeah, we're near the end of all this when people can't even afford to buy groceries, so they're trying to give them loans, which will soon turn into UBI and their central bank digital currency, and they'll give you your rations. And that's what they want. But don't listen to me. I'm just like right-wing conspiracy theorist putting out my misinformation. They're like, he says it's a pandemic. It is. I think everyone knows that now, don't they? Like, isn't this like well known at this point?